This conference will now be recorded.
All right, Leandro, so how you been making out? How you doing with things?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Yeah, busy. Lots of things going up now.
Yeah.
Getting busy and busier.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. Most people I talk to, thankfully, are in a similar boat. You know, lots of work on the go, lots of work coming. So that's an encouraging sign.
Yeah. So you in Abbotsford, right?
I am, yes.
Yeah, I'm here in Langley.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have the business is growing. People are asking for more and more cutting boxes for them,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty happy with it.
Oh, that's good. Glad to hear that.
Yeah. But I have some stuff that we need to get on my on the parameters and stuff like that.
Okay.
So first, I want to know. I tried everything I couldn't get. How can I make the apron sink wider? This doesn't have apron.
Okay. Well, let's go into the wall here. We'll do it up here in the library because we probably want to do it there. So we'll go library. We'll go to products. We'll grab the LGA frameless. So the apron sink, you're talking about like the one that you would use on a farmer sink?
No, like this full door sink,
Yeah.
and then this sink base here.
Okay.
Especially the sink base. If you look at the sink is that apron is actually smaller than the front,
Mm-hmm.
the the drawer front there. And then when I put the drawer front, the two
Is it
doors doesn't hit anything.
okay? Okay. Yeah. I'll show you that. Is that on another window by chance? I can't see it.
Oh yeah, it's there you
Ah,
go.
there we go. All right. I just want to go to the side view. Right. Yeah. We want to extend that down. So
Yeah.
what we're going to do. Oh, okay. Okay. I see what's going on here. So uh, I'm going to rebuild this. And we have a. I know what you did here was you took this front rail and you rotated it down, you sized it, and that's that kind of stuff. And
I
that's
didn't do that.
okay.
Somebody else did it, but
Oh,
yeah.
somebody else did that. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to here. Let's just before we do anything, let me just copy this. So we got the original one to fall back on. So we'll say copy. So that's in case we need to go back for any reason. But here's how I would build this, and this is where it's going to make it a lot easier for you to do this. So I'm going to go rebuild all parts. Basically, just resetting that. So we're undoing all of those. So now we're back to this guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the parameters, and actually I can get rid of, or sorry, not get rid of, add to this. We're going to go to there's a category called frameless rails right there. So right here, width of the frameless rail top on the base, we're going to load that in. Then we're going to say on that one, it's going to be, we can make, I don't know, whatever we want, make it 7 inches. That's going to come down far enough there. Then we're going to go do another parameter where we could get rid of that front stretcher. So we're going to go to the top category, right here, the stretcher width, which is your front. That one is your rear. We're going to load that in and we're going to set that to 0. And what that's going to do is basically going to do that. It removes that top rail for me. It puts that one in. Now the part, notice none of these are green. So very easy. If I need to change it, I can just go to my parameters tab, make that 12 inches. You can see how it changes there. I can make it, 6 inches. So you can adjust that on the fly,
Oh, okay.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
Now, by making it 7 inches, it brings it down enough for the doors to bump against it.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's all what I need.
And then we want to call this one, we can, instead of TR, we can call this one sink rail. We can just rename the part, that's all. And then that way it shows up on your cut list as a sink rail.
Okay.
So the copy we can get rid of because that we don't need that. As you probably discovered, sometimes there's more than one way to make things happen, but I like to let the program do the work for me. And then same thing on this guy. I can
Yeah,
go
this guy doesn't matter too much because it's the full door. So the full
Yeah.
door just it's just
Okay.
gonna cover, but
So
it would be nice if it's all the same size, right?
Right. Yeah. So what I can do is I can rebuild all parts on this one. Actually, you know what I'll do is I'll do this. I will delete this guy altogether. First, I'm going to copy the name. Then I'm going to go sync base, copy that. And we'll put this guy up, move him up to front here, or up to the top of the pile again.
There's a lot of people around here using Mosaic right now.
There is, yeah. Yeah, we've got
Yeah.
a lot of folks here. All the way up from the lower mainland up to the Okanagan. There's quite a few people that I've encountered in my training sessions there.
They're in Penticton. There's a guy, the Innovation Kitchens. They have that.
Yeah, more and more people seem to be, switching over. We have quite a few people in. There's a few people in Surrey that I haven't trained myself, but I've seen pop up in the training schedule. So some of the other guys have gotten them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got people more and more coming on all the time, so it's good for us too.
Okay. So this is now I can change anytime.
Yeah, so now when you pull it into a job, so if you pull, and this one works as well. That's got this thing, so you could just pull those guys in, you dump it into a job. Once it's in a job, you want to change it, you go to edit, go to the parameters tab right here, and just change the size of it right there.
Okay, good. Awesome. Okay, next one.
Yeah.
I had a hard time a customer came in and asked me to cut a square hole on a panel. Like
Okay.
do a cutout on a panel.
Sure.
I tried many things, but I couldn't do it. So
okay,
can you show how to do it?
So did the panel that you're putting a cutout in, is that already a finished size, or are you cutting that panel out of some material as well?
I can both ways. So for instance, I like to do a cutout on. Sometimes I need a cutout on the sink at the back, like a square cutout.
Okay. So doing a cutout on a part, whether it's a part of a cabinet or just a loose piece of material, I'll
because I try. There's the operations are boring holes. It's make like a dado.
Yep.
So
I'll show you the options here. So we got a sink cabinet here with a full back. So we're gonna click on the back. We're gonna click on edit. And we're gonna click on edit operations. Now the first step is, why is that green? Oh, there's a hole right there. Where's that hole?
Oh, there. But there is no hole anymore.
What is that?
This, I asked you guys to do it for me the first time it was set up. It's a pilot hole.
Okay.
So that I'm using to identify the bottom of the cabinet, the bottom of that. Because sometimes there is a holes for adjustable shelves.
Okay. Oh, I see. So you need to know which way to put that in. I understand. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not really that's the next one I'd like to get into it, because I got other libraries and my libraries are not.
Okay. So there it is there. It's called the bottom marking. That's what that's doing. Okay.
Yeah. Now, this is the next one I'd like to fix, because I got another library. It calls this is frameless dowel conformat, right?
Right.
Now I have another one that is QDado back. Go there, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So and because I did that one, and every time I nest it, it's asking me to do a flip operation because of that hole. So I got rid of the hole. I couldn't fix it, but I'd like you to fix that for me because I need that hole, because very often the guys are putting it together and putting it upside down.
Okay.
And then it doesn't line up with the, you know what I mean?
Yep, I understand. Yep, then you get your shelf pin holes are all messed up. Okay,
Exactly.
so let's fix that first, and then we'll talk about doing a cutout.
Okay.
So that is done under hardware,
Yes.
under fasteners, under part templates, bottom marking. So let's click on this guy. Click on edit.
Now, because it's doing a flip operation, it's doing the dado, and then I understand if I have a line, a boring line for shelves, I have to do the flip.
Mm-hmm.
There is no other way. But
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this all goes through. It doesn't matter where it comes from.
Right. Now, if you're doing the Q tenon backs, you've got to cut those parts face down, because the program needs to do that to machine the tenon out. So that for that one, you want to have the hole on this side.
Yeah.
But only if you're using qualified tenon. So what we almost need to do is make two of these. One is called bottom marking Q tenon, and have it on one side, and the other one's going to be called bottom marking, and then we'll put it on the front side, so you don't have to flip the operation on that. That way, when you have shelf holes without the qualified tenon, everything's on the one side. There's no flipping involved at all.
Even if I have but then I will have to do for the because actually the dado, it's on the outside and not in the inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless I want the holes going through the whole thing.
Yeah, but we got to remember that the regular backs, you're going to be cutting face up, so you want to drill it from the face side. And then the qualified tenon backs, you're going to be cutting face down, so you need to put that marking hole on the back side. You know, so
only the marking down. But if I have a line boring at the back, I have to do the flip.
Yeah, but only with qualified tenons. If you're doing if you're doing a line bore in the back with a regular back, then there's no flip operations involved.
Yeah.
So all right, so we're gonna go save as, and we'll call this one bottom marking Q tenon back. Oh, let me rename that. Okay, so that one is fine. We want to put it on that side. So that one is correct. So we want to make sure that that's turned on. So if I flip the part over, I can see, there we go. Click OK and go save. Make sure it's still there. If I flip it over, there it is there. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the bottom marking. I'm going to click this guy, click on edit. I'm going to eliminate the hole. Actually, let me just see something here real quick. That is 3.8125 minus. Okay, it's right on the edge. Okay, so we're going to go here. Now we'll go to edit. We're going to bore a hole.
So Michael, when I got Michael to do it once, he put a formula there, because if my back gets a little smaller, that hole will disappear.
Oh, okay. Let me see what he did there. Click on edit. No, he didn't do a formula. He did an anchor point though, so that way that hole will move.
Okay.
You see how the hole moves with it?
Yeah.
So it stays put. So
okay.
With an anchor point, so that's just
that's right.
Yeah, the anchor points are important because otherwise, yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to move on you and then it's going to drop off the part.
Okay.
Now we can click on this one and we can check this out. So if the part gets wider or longer, it stays at that 3-inch mark, always on that edge right there.
And it's at the bottom of the
Yes, it's
back,
at the
right?
bottom. Yeah, this is the bottom, this is the top.
Yeah, okay.
I know it's not labeled, but that is the way it is. And we'll verify this. We can check it out real quick. So I'm going to go into your main products here. So we're going to pick the frameless cabinets. So the dowel conformat, we'll pick the bottom marking.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go save as. Always good to save it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to load in the cube dado back. And for this one, I'm going to pick the bottom marking Q10 back. Save as. So now if you pick the dowel conformat Q dado back, it's going to get the drilling on the same side as a tenon. So,
Okay.
and that way, and you're absolutely right what you said earlier, if you put a shelf in there, you're going to get the flip side, the two-sided operation. They can't avoid that.
That's okay. I know that.
Yeah. But for the regular run-of-the-mill, more common application, you're going to do the frameless dowel conformat, and that's just going to get the drilling on the right side. So here we go. So let's take a look.
Can we try a cabinet and just nest it and try to see if it's going to flip?
Yeah, I can tell you already that. Oops, wrong piece. I can tell you already it's going to work by clicking on the back here, and I don't see it's not green, which is good. If I click on edit operations, you can see there's the mark at the bottom.
Okay, and it's not green, so but that's not the dado back.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's still a dado back, but it's just not a tenon dado.
Yeah, it's not 10. Yeah.
So that way it's going to work out properly. So if you went into the shape of this and you clicked on the back and you say bore for holes, say one in the center, we'll click OK. We'll go back to the parts. We'll look at the back. It's still not green. So if I look at it now, the drilling for the shelf holes and the bottom marker is all on the same side. So that works perfectly.
Let's try the other.
Yep. Let me turn that back off. There we go. And then we'll try the other one. So we'll go load in the cube dado back. So now if we look at the same cabinet, we'll look at the parts, we'll look at the back, we click on edit operations. Now you see there's no operations on this side, so if we flip the part over, we can see we got the hole right there.
Yeah.
On the same side.
And now white, but it's still green, right?
The part is green, but all the operations on the same side. So there's literally one button in the optimizer, that flip parts button. You click on that, the green goes away. You're ready to generate your G code.
Okay, can we try that?
Yes, absolutely. You bet.
Okay.
So let's do that. Okay, so let's create a new test job here. We'll go new. So we'll pick the libraries. We'll pick the QDado back. That's good. We'll start with that. We'll just draw a straight wall on here. We'll put cabinet there. We'll do an upper cabinet as well. All right, so here we go. So we'll go to the parts, 1/4" melamine. We're not going to worry about that. So there's our 5/8 melamine. Let's optimize. So here's all the 5/8 melamine. We're going to see some green stuff. So what we're going to do is right here, there's a button called flip parts. So we're going to click on that. You notice that one went away, but this one stayed. And the reason this one stayed is because you got the shelf holes in there, right?
So now it's going to bore the hole then. Where's the hole?
Yeah, you can see if we click on this part, we click on edit part, It's sometimes you won't see it there, but if I go like this and I go to edit operations, flip it over, you can see, oh, hang on, where's the groove? Where's the hole on that one? Just a second. That should have a hole on it. Let's look at the other one. Does that have a hole on it?
No.
I
Oh,
can
yeah.
see that it does right there. Why does this one not have a hole on it? All right, give me a sec. I'll investigate that.
Yeah, that was my problem. Then I
Oh,
tried.
that was cabinet number 2. Okay, I see what's going on here. So let's first of all, let's take this guy and let's turn off that that drilling on the back side. Oh, I know why. I'm sorry. I did the obvious thing. I forgot to check the most obvious thing, which was making sure it's applied to not just base cabinets but upper cabinets as well. So we're going to go to the part templates. So we're gonna do this. We'll go copy, and then we're gonna go to,
Oh, it's on base there.
yeah,
Okay.
we'll go to wall cabinets and go
And
paste.
wall
Let's
cabinet.
edit. Flip it over.
There you go.
Anchor it to the top left. That's right. Okay. Now we'll go to the tall cabinets and go paste. And let's edit that. And I can see it there. There's the bottom marking right there.
Okay.
Actually, while we are here, let's just check the other one, which I'm sure is fine, but let's check the bottom marking. So I'm going to copy that. Go to the wall, go paste. And we can see it there. And tall. We'll paste it there as well. And we can see it there. Okay, that's all good now. So now it'll work. That's going to apply. We don't have to reapply. We'll see it here on the base. We'll see it here on the wall cabinet. So if we look at this in 3D, look at the back. Where is it? There it is right there.
There you go. Okay.
Let's optimize. So let's go and do that. So here we go. Optimize.
Okay.
The 5/8 millimeter. So we're doing this again. Pretend for the first time we're sending these two cabinets to the optimizer. We optimize the parts out. Then we hit the flip parts button right here. And both green goes away because there's no shelf. I took it off. So now if we look at this, we can see there's the hole right there.
Yeah.
And if we look at the other one, we can see there's the hole right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So now you're ready to generate your G code and no flipping parts.
Yeah, that's good.
And while we're here, just be 100% sure. Let's try the other one. Let's go back and change this from the QDado to the DALCON format and re-optimize it and make sure that it's still working properly. So let's go to cut list, optimize. Now this one won't have any green at all. It'll be red. See, there's no flip parts.
Yeah.
So if we look at the backs here, we can see there's the mark right there, and there's the mark right there.
Good. Yeah, I really missed that hole.
Yeah, that's going to be helpful now.
Yeah. So on those libraries, there's some changes that I like to do.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how to do it, like how to save it, because it says save as and not just save. And then I got afraid to just save it.
Oh,
you know?
I see what you mean. Okay.
So let's say this cabinet here that you just drew here, those two.
Yeah.
What I like to change it is the length from my shelf.
Yeah.
Right. It's 3/16 smaller.
Okay.
But I changed the holders.
Okay.
And I change it to I like the 2.5 mil.
So 2.5 mil overall?
Yes. 2.5
okay.
overall.
So we're right now, I'm gonna back out of here.
Yeah.
So if we want to change it, once we have a job already underway, we have to go and edit job parameters in order for that to make any change.
Yeah.
If we want to change the library for future jobs, we're going to go up to library and do that here. So we'll pick the LG frameless. We'll click on parameters. So again, right now we're working with this method, which is the frameless DAL conformat QDado. So you got 3/16 there, and that's what you want.
Yeah, 2.5 mil.
Sorry, what was it? 2.5?
Yeah, 2.5 mil.
2.5. So I flip into millimeters. I enter it as 2.5 millimeter, and there it is now.
And then the back on this one, I like to have the back reset in 1.5 mil.
Okay.
That one, 1.5 mil. And that's
go.
what I want this every time. Like,
okay, so that's perfect. So because you want to use this every time for all new jobs going forward, we make the change up here at the library level, and we go save as.
Yeah, that was my question. Why save as? Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not going to give it a different name. We're going to keep the same name, right?
Yeah.
So this is the important thing, Leandro, is don't change the name, because then you're going to you'll have so many things going on in here, you won't even know which one is current. So we go save as. We're not going to rename it. We're just going to click save here, and then click yes. We want to replace it. So the name stays the same. We've now just simply updated that and saved the latest setting to that file. So in case we ever need to retrieve it, we can load that back in, and we know that that's the most current version of that file.
Okay. Yeah, that was my question. I wasn't sure because save as, and then I was like, oh, do I save as name or not? So then I never did it. So every time I load a job, I have to change it. Now I don't have to.
Now you don't. Now, is there anything you want to change on the other the DAL conformat version?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go load, and let's load in the DAL conformat.
Yeah, that one I just want to change the length of the shelf.
Okay, so then we go to interior.
5 mil.
And we'll go 2.5 mil on this one. And that's it. The backs, everything's staying as is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so say again, we're just going to update that file. So I go save as, yes, and click save, overwrite, yes, replace it, and then now we're good.
Okay, now my next question is, if I want to do like, let's say the conformat, any of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to have for a client, he wants 4 1/4 toe kick.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just change the toe kick height and save as, and then then I rename it, right?
Now, if you're changing it just for, so if you're making a new setup that you're going to use on an ongoing basis for a particular client, then yes, you can make the change and go save as and give it a new name and call it, Bob's method. And then when you're doing a job for Bob, you just load up Bob's method, and then his parameters will get loaded into that job.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's what I figured, but it's not the case right now.
Now, what we didn't talk yet about was cutting out the hole in the panel. So now that we've kind of got the back, let's go back to this cabinet. So let's pretend we wanted to cut a hole in the back of this cabinet. So I go to edit, I go to my parts, I grab the back, and I click on edit. I click on edit operation. So I'm going to click on this little question mark and show you what the options are. This little question mark is very helpful. It should open up a PDF. Now, it might be on the other screen.
Yeah. It's on my other screen, yeah. There you
go. Okay. So let me show you what the options are here. So here we go. So bore a hole, it's pretty straightforward. Drill, it can make a big hole, small hole, whatever you want. The line bore gives you the series of holes. The cutting a groove, it gives you basically a dado operation with one anchor point. That's the blue X. The tool path closed allows you to create like a cutout. Like if you're doing a cutout in the back of a cabinet, I would do a closed tool path, right? So then it basically goes in and cuts that out.
Okay.
And open tool path is the tool goes in. What's happening with the mouse? It's moving on me.
Yeah, I'm using the mouse. So
oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
So the tool path goes in, goes around, and exits out. So it's not cutting apart. It's just going in and coming out. The pocket allows you to create a recessed area, kind of like, and you can totally customize the shape. You can make it whatever shape you want that to be: round corners, angled corners, L-shaped, circular, oval, whatever. That's the pocket. So those are your different options. So I think for doing a regular cutout, you're going to want to do the closed toolpath.
Yeah.
And then what you can do is we're going to go back to the cabinet here. So we're going to go back here. We're going to go toolpath.
Yeah.
We're going to do a closed toolpath. So it just drops it on there like that. Then what I need to do is so it's got 4 points, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have to select point 1 and then give it a depth and select the tool. This is not automatic. You have to do everything. So we're going to say the depth of this is going to equal, so if we know the back is 3/4 thick, we can go here 0.75. And then we want to select the tool. And we're probably going to use the 3/8 compression for that because we're cutting through. Then
Okay.
what you got is now your back is going to come off the CNC looking like that.
Okay. And
Now,
if
if you want to move these guys, what you can do is you can click on, right now, if you click on this line, you can see it's 14.7254. You click on this line, it's 14.8504. So you can right click a line and go move edge out and say, okay, we want to move it 2 inches out that way. You can click on the left, click the line to select it, right click your mouse to bring up this move option, and then type in the amount you want to move it out. Or you can grab each individual point and just, kind of stretch them in, move them around to wherever you want to by grabbing that and just kind of.
Okay.
So if the size isn't important, you can just kind of stretch it to say, yeah, that looks pretty good like that. And then that's what, that it's going to come off the CNC looking like that.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes I have to do that on a wall oven cabinet, right?
Right. Yep. Yep.
So to have a
Now,
cutout.
if you have a situation, Leandro, so let's just say you were doing a cutout and it really needed to be as big as possible. So let's say you're doing a cutout, something like this. So I'll just pretend we're going to do a little tiny frame, right? So we'll kind of do that and do that. So now what we end up with is something like that coming off the CNC. I would not try and cut that middle part out because this is not going to be held down with the vacuum. So by the time the outside is coming around, it's going to start rattling around and moving, and it's going to be wrecked. So what I would do in that case then is change the depth from 3/4 to like 11/16. So leave it attached with an onion skin.
Yeah.
Then what you're going to get, oh, sorry, how thick is your back? Is it 5/8 typically?
Yeah, typically it's 5/8.
Oh, okay, that's why I'm going way too deep. So let's just go 9/16. So, and then what you'll end up on the CNC machine is this. So it's not going to cut all the way through, but it's going to, and then all you have to do is just cut that out by, just trim it out by hand after it comes off the CNC. But that way, the entire thing is still held down with the vacuum, so it's not going to move on you. Just a little tip when you're cutting small frames, like narrow frames, that's the little trick to do that.
And now, what about if I have like a guy came in and asked me to cut like a bottom of on MDF? And the size was specific size, so that's why you have to cut like it was 11 7/8 wide by 23 3/4 long. That's the size of the hole. So how do I do that?
Okay, so now are you talking about like where he brings you and gives you a piece of material and says I need a hole cut in this material, or
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So now I will say Mosaic is not really geared to do that because the reason being is that it's Mosaic will do you can add the cutout, no problem, and it will do that for you, but then it's going to go and look to pick up a tool to do to cut the part out. So if you're talking about taking a finished piece of material and putting it onto your CNC machine and then running an operation on it, or not to cut it out, but just to do a hole in it or cut a square in it, it can be done, but it's a little bit tricky because you have to delete a certain tool path. If you want, I can show you that.
So the guy gave me a piece of MDF. Okay.
Okay.
I cut the MDF is 48 by 48.
Okay.
And I need to cut a piece which is 30 by 14. and a half,
Mm-hmm.
30 long, and 14 and a half wide.
Yep.
And on that piece, I need a cutout 11/7/8 by 23 3/4.
Okay, that's easy to do. That
Okay.
part is easy. Let me show you that. So we're going to go from the library. We're going to pull in. We'll just call it under sub-assemblies here. We got a finished panel. So we're going to pull that in.
Yeah.
We're going to make this panel is going to be 14 and a half wide. So this is a finished piece.
Yeah.
14 and a half by 30 inches long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we want to make sure it's out of MDF. So right now it's being made out of 5/8 melamine. So what we want to do is go to the info tab and change the case setting here to 3/4 MDF.
Yeah.
Then we look at the part. We can now see it's 3/4 MDF. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
Now we don't want to have any banding. So right, and see how it's trying to do some edge banding on that. So what we can do is we can simply go in to the edit banding and just click on none and hit that front edge. So now we've got no banding on it.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the first step. Now we're going to click on edit operations. So now we're going to add the cutout.
Yeah.
So now that cutout, is it just centered on it, top to bottom, side to side, or is it in a specific location?
Center, yeah.
Okay. So again, we're going to do tool path, and we're going to do a closed tool path. So it just drops it on there like that. Now here's where it's going to get, we have to figure this out. Now, always remember, this is very important to remember. This line that you see here is not the outside or the inside edge of the cutout, it's the center line of the tool. So imagine you got a round tool going on that. That's the middle line of, where the tool is going to run around on, meaning your cutout's going to actually be bigger than that because it's going to go a bit larger. So what we need to do is I will first create this shape to match my cutout size. So it's going to be 11 7/8 by 23 3/4. Once I've got that established, the last thing I will do is I will offset it to compensate for the tool diameter. And I'll show you how to do that in a moment.
Okay.
So here we go. So what we want to do is we know that this piece is 14 and a half wide. And then we know we want the cutout to be 11 7/8. So I'm going to go 14.5 minus 11.875. So that's 2 5/8. I divide that by 2. That means at this point here on the Y is going to be at 1 5/16. Then I'll click on this one. It's going to be the same on the Y, 1.3125. Then this point here is going to be that amount plus the 11 7/8. So that's going to be 13 3/16 on the Y, 0.1875. And 13.1875. So now if I click on this line right here, I can see that the line is 11 7/8 long from that point to that point. So that's that. So I've got it that way, and it's centered. This is equal to this. Now we got to center it up and down. So I'm going to take 30 inches minus 23 3/4 for the cutout.
Yeah.
Leave 6 1/4. Divide that by 2. Then it's going to be 3 1/8 up from the bottom. So again, I grab that point and I make it 3.125. Grab that point carefully, make that on the X, 3.125. And then the next one, so it's going to be 3.125 plus 23 3/4. That means this point up here is going to be at 26 7/8. So I go 26.875. Is that making sense so far, what I'm doing here?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, 26.875. So
you add whatever was on the left there.
That's right. Yep. So now I can see this is 23 3/4 by 11 7/8.
Yeah.
Now
if you put the hole like this, it's going to be bigger because the tool is going to get centered. That's the line. Okay.
Yeah. So what I need to do is I know that I'm going to apply. This is the depth of this is going to be we'll say 5/8 because oh sorry 3/4. Pardon me. You're right 3/4. And then we're going to use the 3/8 compression bit.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is the very last thing. Now I've got it all set up. I'm happy with that. I know that I'm cutting through. Now I'm ready to click on offset path. This is the important one and the final step. Click on offset path and see it says plus for larger, minus for smaller. We're going to go minus 0.1875. So we're minusing 3/16, which is the radius of the 3/8 diameter.
Okay.
Then what's going to happen is that entire toolpath is going to snap in 3/16 of an inch.
Okay.
Now, so now if I click on this line, you can see it's 11.5.
Yeah.
But if I add 3/8 to that, which is the diameter of the tool bit, so 3/16 on this side, 3/16 on this side, that's going to give me my 11 7/8 cutout. So now I'm ready to roll. So that's it.
Okay.
And if you look at this like so, that's going to look funny because you look at this in 3D and you're like, oh, wait, I can't see the operation on that. Not until you click on show operations, and then you'll be able to see that there it is on that view. But anyway, so now if you optimize it, so if we do this, let's go and optimize just that piece of MDF. Now with this, there's no flipping parts. It's very basic, very simple. There's your part, optimize it. There it is.
Yeah.
We generate G-code. Here, let's zoom in and I'll show you what'll happen. So if you generate G-code, here's what'll happen. Is it's going to do that first, run around on the inside, then it's going to pick up and do the outside, and that's it.
Okay. That's cool. Cool.
So yeah, you can do that, and then there all you got to do. I mean, right now you can see right now it was on a 49 by 97. But let's just say after I want to edit the sheet, and because he's giving me a piece that's 48 by 48, so I can change the sheet size. And yes, there we go. And let's pull this guy back in. And there's my 48 by 48 sheet. I can move it around or whatever I want to do with that.
Okay. Now as we are there, there's one more question. If you click here, like it's gonna ask to cut the remain or save to remain library. But the thing is, when I try to save to remain library, it doesn't do anything. Why?
Okay, so if we go save, we'll click OK.
Yeah.
And if we go up here to libraries and you go to remnant library, there it is right there out of MDF, the 48. Oh, no, that's another one. No, I'm sorry, that's not the right one. That's another one.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to click. So we got to click cut remnant and then save to remnant. I'm sorry, we got to do that. Otherwise it doesn't. There we go. Now it says it's saved to the library. You have to check the box to cut it first. Otherwise you can't save it if it's not cut.
All right.
So then you'll see it show up like that.
Like material, if you go to the material there.
Yeah, there it is there. You can see the new one we just added.
And then before I optimize, like go to material.
Yeah.
It shouldn't show here.
No, not unless you go select from library and then this shows up. Then you can say, well, you know what? I want to use that piece. And then it loads it in here.
And then I can ask to optimize use the library remains first.
Yes, right there. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
So if I wanted to use up that piece, I can go to optimize now and go like this. And now you can see there's my 48 1/8 by 65 1/8 that used up that sheet.
Oh, okay, good.
Now here's the important thing to remember though, is it doesn't not automatically get removed after you use it. So if you, I know we used it here, but if you go back up to your library, and then we go to remnant library, it's still there. So you have to manually remove it from here, delete remnant.
Okay.
Don't forget to do that. Otherwise down the road, you might think, oh, I still got that piece, when in fact you don't, because you already used it up a month ago.
You can delete both of them. Because I don't.
Okay, yeah, delete and delete. There we go. So now when you go select from library, it says there's no remnants available. You can also add them on the fly. So without saving it to your library, let's just say you're cleaning up your shop and you realize, I've got, let me get rid of this guy. Let's say you find, oh, I've got a couple of half sheets. So I'm cutting a job without saving to library or anything at all. Just go here and go, okay, MDF. So I'm going to go add a remnant, and it pops it in and say, change it to 24 by 85. So let's say I got a piece like that. So you can just add that right on the fly and click optimize, and there it's going to then put it on that piece 24 by 85 for you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that personally for me, that's what I've done when I use up remnants. Is I told my guy that was running the CNC, I said,
Yeah.
if you're getting a lot of parts, bigger pieces that you can use, just write it down on a piece of paper and give it to me. And then I'll keep it up my desk. And the next time I go to process a job, I'll see that, oh, by the way, I've got some melamine, I've got some MDF I can use up. And then I just add the remnants here. I don't bother saving to the library, deleting from the library. I just add it as I need.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, sometimes I get a lot of parts there, so yeah.
Yeah, it happens. It does.
Okay, we still have 20 minutes, right?
Yep.
Closets. The closets
Okay.
are I did a kind of did a go through with my code last time, but I need to do some changes on it
Okay.
on the parameters. I don't want the. I think it's that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So right now it's cutting if it's drilling for 3 camps on the tops and bottom.
Yep. Yep.
I just 2.
Okay.
So the same distance from the back and from the front.
Got it. So you still want to have the 3 sets of holes drilled, but you only want to use two cam fasteners, front and back.
Yeah, I don't want the center one drilled.
Oh, okay. Okay. What about here? This is our little test job that we'll play in here. So let's pull in a floor mount.
Yeah.
Pop that over to here. Let's pull in a medium hang. Pop that in over there. Another floor mount next to that.
Yep.
We'll make that one 15 inches deep. What is that? It is a tall cap. Okay. Oh, sorry. I gotta go and sorry, I gotta pull it in after the fact. Let's do the medium hang next to that. Okay, so let's look at this in 3D. So we got, so you don't want this guy here. You just want this guy here and this guy here, right?
Yeah, in the same distance from the back and the front.
At the front. Okay. And then so the top, the bottom, and the fixed shelf will all be the same. Okay, no problem. So we're gonna go to libraries.
The fastener on top as well, it's different. I bought one that's has a 8 mil or 10 mil. Dowel.
So it's a Rayfix with outrigger.
And what's different with
okay. So let's look at that. Let's go to joint templates. So fasteners, joint template. We picked a Rayfix with outrigger. That's the one you're using right there.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah. Yeah.
So we got on the male side, we have a 20 mil hole, which is a big one, and then we have a 10 mil hole, which is a little guy.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that part's correct then?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Then we're going to go down here and we're going to go where the end meets the top. Okay, actually, what is the distance in from the front and the distance in from the back?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. So 1 inch is okay, or you want to go 1.5 inches, or what do you think?
I think 1.5 inches. I think it's better because I'm thinking, yeah, 1.5 inches.
Yeah, let's do 1.5 inches from the front. What do we got here? We got a formula here. 32 plus back recess. No, we're going to get rid of that formula. Because you don't have backs on your closet cabinets, right?
No.
Okay. So that one is going to be 1.5 from the rear, and the third one is not going to be used. Then we'll go to end meets bottom, copy that from the top. Same for the fixed shelf, copy that from the top. Okay, and we're using that on both finished ends and unfinished ends. We're using it for all closet construction, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll check it off there as well. Let's go save. And then we're going to go into the closet boring category here. So we'll say 1.5 inches from the front and 1.5 inches from the rear. That's how we're going to get the holes to line up.
Okay.
So we'll click OK, and then we'll check it out. So let's go to this guy.
But it's not going to bore the third hole, right?
No, it's not. It's going to look like this now.
Okay. Good.
So we can see there lines up there, lines up there.
And how can you get like a pilot hole for for the supports, for the rod supports? Can we make that?
For right in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can. We can go in. So in the hardware settings. So if we go to miscellaneous oval rod, we have one that's actually set up with 32 mm boring. So if we pick that for a second, let's see what we get. Then we're going to go look at this part, and we'll click on edit. So here we go, edit operations. So you can see that's drilling the 2 holes for the closet rod right there.
Awesome. Now those 2 holes here.
Yeah.
This guy here.
Yeah.
So one I bought, I don't know if I bought the right one or not, but it comes up. It's a different setting.
Okay.
And I can't remember the setting of it.
Okay. We can adjust those, and I'll show you where that comes from.
Yeah. And then maybe there is some. I think it's some hardware that's you guys already have on the system here, right?
5. So let's go here to closets. So right here under where is it? Okay, that's the notch for the handrail. That's a yes and no option there.
Fasteners?
Yes, it's fasteners. That's where that is. So the notch comes from the parameters. The actual drilling comes from the fastener. So if you go into the joint template, pick the closet suspension mechanism right there. So here's where you can control, hole 1, 5 mm diameter. So on the female side, which is the vertical panel, it's 5 mm in, 24 mils in from the edge of the joint. The second hole is not being drilled. So that's drilling 1 hole there. That's just drilling 1 hole there, but there was 2 holes. Hang on a second. Drill holes.
Yeah, it was 2 holes there, right?
It was 2 holes, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Right here. It's hole 1 number 1 and hole number 2. That's how you get the 20 and the 52 mil.
Yeah.
So do you know what that needs to change to? I can change that there for you if you do.
No. And how can I change if I know?
So so this part's not going to change really. I mean, it's going to be pretty much the same, right? The same layer layout, meaning 2 holes front to back, or is it a different configuration?
It's a different configuration. I have to make a jig and make it work. That's because the way it's now, it's 5 mil and it's weak. Do you have another fastener that you can choose from? Or you have only that one?
Just that one but you can add to that. You can put whatever you want in there. But that's happened to be the one way that the one option that a lot of people are using. So we stuck it in there. But you can make your own from there. So I'm going to actually turn off the closet suspension here. So I'll just say none for the moment. In the 32 mil closet system. There we go. And I'll go do the job level here. We'll say none. At least that part will turn it off. So when we go look at the cabinet here, you
Yeah,
don't get the holes drilled up here.
Yeah.
So
But
there's
if I wanted to have a hanger there,
Mhm.
those hang, I have to figure out the size and then change it, right?
Yes, pretty much that's the route you got to take.
So like let's say go back to where it was before. Like put the hanger back.
You mean turn it back on for the job?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see the two holes like that.
Yeah. Both sides.
Yes, the other side there as well. There, it's kind of, you can see it. There's a lot of stuff going on,
Okay.
but it's there.
Leave it the way it is, and then I'll figure it out later on. What can I
Okay,
do?
sounds good. So
Okay,
I'll turn it back on. I'll turn it back on at the library level as well for
Yeah.
you, just to
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
sure that that's on there.
That's the only option I have, right?
Right, yeah, as it is right now. But like I said, you can create your own and just enter that information in there.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll call it the LGA closet, 32 mil closet. Actually, it's not even 32 mil, so we'll just call it closet system.
Okay.
We'll go save as. So now you're going to have in here your LGA frameless dowel conformat cube dado back, your LGA frameless dowel conformat. We're going to have the LGA closet system. I don't know what this LGA tow base is. That's some other one that you had from before.
It's with integrated token.
Ah, that makes sense. Perfect. So now you got the 4 options, 3 for the cabinet library and 1 for the closet library.
Okay. Yeah. If I don't want the toe kick to be built, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just
You can
edit
go
it.
to edit and you can go to parts to build and just turn off the front toe right here, and that'll get rid of the toe kick part off of there for you.
And then
But it still has that up now. If you want that bottom to be flush down here,
yeah,
you can go to toe and go to override toe kick height, set that to 0 instead, and that'll get rid of the toe kick. And then you could take this.
I can make an elevation bigger than.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you can take each of these guys. Let's say we want to, elevate it up, 6 inches off the floor. And click on this one, 6 inches up off the floor.
Yep.
And click on this guy and make it 6 inches up off the floor.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you've got it hanging up off the floor like that.
That looks better. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Do I have another question? No, I don't think so. Yeah, that was it. Perfect time.
Good deal. I will do my email then. There we go.
Yeah, I think we did everything I need to. But now I'm getting more. I'm learning more about the software, so I'm
Nice. Well, just like with anything, the more you use it, the more you're going to learn it.
Yeah. So the shape. If I want to shape a special thing on the, I kind of know how to do it.
Are you talking about shaping a cabinet or shaping a part?
Shaping like a part, like a apron, like he wants this customer wants an apron on the cabinet, shape it and some angles and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can go into any part. You can within the cabinet. You can go into the part. Let's say we wanted to angle this side down because it's lower at the back or something. So I can click on the left side. I can click on edit and go to edit shape. And so there's my top edge and there's my back edge. So let's say I want to take this guy and pull it down maybe to there. Click OK. And yes. And now what happened is you can see that side now is cut down on an angle.
Yeah.
So you can do that on virtually any part of a cabinet.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Cool. All right, Leandro. Well, you have yourself a great afternoon and we will talk to you later.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye.